Obviously it's a great opportunity anytime you get to, showcase your abilities in front of all the NBA GMs. Um, it's an unbelievable chance. So I'm just really looking forward to that, trying to go there and show what I can do, play within myself, play to my strengths, and hopefully impress some people.
Talk about what the Pacers see in you and what you hope to get out of it, other than impressing general managers. How do you hope to improve your game during that period of time?
Obviously you're playing with a bunch of guys that have the same goals as you. And so anytime you can learn, because some of the guys are a little bit older, some of the guys have been there and played in the NBA for a year or two, so you can learn a little bit from them. Just try to mature, because I'm trying to become just a point guard now, make the game easier for myself. So if I can just learn a little bit of tips, how to use a ball screen and things like that, it'll definitely help my game for even if it's in the NBA or if I have to go back overseas.
For you coming out of college, you kind of had to evolve your game into more of a scorer's game, now into more of a point guard's game. Talk about the process of learning on the fly, really, and against really high-level competition.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is. Just trying to evolve to give yourself the best opportunity to keep playing as long as possible. And, being a point guard at 6'3" would, be a lot easier because then you can even play the two at some points. But, being a bigger point guard will definitely be more beneficial, using the ball screen. You can see guys when they're open and things like that. So, that whole transition has been awesome. Really worked on my confidence shooting the basketball, getting to the rim, and, scoring in transition. Just trying to play to my strengths and then just try to, keep on working on my weaknesses, trying to make those my strengths as well.
Talk about the time in Germany because, you're the team's leading scorer, so that was kind of a different role to be looked at as a guy that can put up 15, 20 every given night. What was the experience in Germany like playing there for 9 months?
It was totally different. I was extremely scared going over there at the beginning. But, the NBA was in a lockout, so I figured, no better time than, now to go over there and just, see what it's like. And at the beginning, it was really rough. Didn't really know any of the guys very well. And, went and played one game a week, so there's a lot of time to sit back and think and just kind of, sulk, basically. And then I got to be pretty good friends with a couple of guys on the team. Chester Frazier came to our team from Illinois. And, I knew some of those guys pretty well, so the time started to go by a lot faster. It was a lot easier on me because whenever I had anything that went wrong, I'd talk to those guys about it, and they went through some of the same things before. So, they really helped me with that. And just the basketball over there was a lot different. It kind of seemed like a Big Ten style. There wasn't many fouls called. It was real physical. Obviously, there's no defense of 3 seconds in Europe, so getting accustomed to that again was a little bit different. But I think I had a very good, successful year, and hopefully I can keep building on it.
Your time with the Mad Ants, what was that like to be able to play? I know your parents went to all the games at Purdue regardless, but to play really essentially in front of your hometown, and what was that experience like, learning to play with D-League guys that are, looking to do the same thing that you're doing, and that's get the attention of NBA scouts and play on the next level?
Playing in the D-League is rough because basically it's a team basketball game, but it's really not a team basketball game. The most successful teams are the ones that can play well together and everyone can be efficient. And then there's teams in the D-League where, one guy's going to score his 25 to 30 every single night, no matter what happens. So, there's a lot of one-on-one. But, usually the best teams are the ones that get the most call-ups, the teams that are real efficient. They have a lot of guys that score, double figures, a bunch of guys that do a bunch of different things. So. But that opportunity was great, being so close to home, having my parents, my friends, everyone being able to go to the games. But I definitely learned a lot. That was a good step for me coming from the Bucks, to go there and just learn from Coach Meyer and, really work on my confidence offensively. I think it really took me in a step in the right direction and really, jump-started me for this past year I had and hopefully keep me going in this next season.
When you're a kid here at Huntington North High School, did you ever think, okay, I'm going to be playing basketball in Germany, Puerto Rico, all these places? Was professional basketball in your future? Because even at Purdue, you take a look, okay, 6 points a game, you're a defensive guy. A lot of the NBA and professional basketball is all about scoring and dunking and all that kind of stuff, and that's not necessarily your game, but you've kind of evolved it into becoming that. Is it funny to kind of look back and see where you are at this point as opposed to where you were, when you're 17, 16 years old?
When I was at Huntington North, I could score. And the thing that, kind of transpired when I went to Purdue was you got to play to your team's strengths. And obviously, the best chance for us to win when I was a freshman was Carl Landry and David Teague shooting the basketball. Me facilitating, playing defense, and that role kind of stayed the same when Robbie, Jawan, and Etwan came. If those guys shoot the bulk of our shots, we'll have a great chance to win. So I kind of stuck to that role, and we were successful. So there's no reason for me to change it. Then obviously when Robbie went down, I had to look to score more, and I was able to do that. But you just got to play to your team's strengths, because being a successful team was more important to me than being a successful individual. So, that's how that kind of went there. But, I definitely knew I could score and could score more than I did at Purdue. But, those guys scoring were the best chance for us to win. So that's what I kind of stuck to.
Is the real goal for, with the Pacers and perhaps with the Hawks to get a spot in an NBA training camp come, October?
I think it's more than just a spot. Because I accepted a deal in Germany for this upcoming season, but I have an NBA out. So the only way that I would stay here is if I go to camp or I go to summer league and somebody offers me some guaranteed money of any amount to go to camp. If there's no money guarantee, then kind of, they might be a little serious about you, but they might not. So then I just go back overseas and, take that money and play in Germany again. So I have until August 1st to try to get some guaranteed money from an NBA team. So hopefully everything goes well and I can impress some people, and, I'll be able to get that opportunity.
From a life perspective, what was it like to be in Germany? Because obviously you've been in Indiana most of your life and Puerto Rico for a short amount of time, but 9 months abroad where you don't speak the language, what was that like?
Like I said, it was tough, and but the good thing about Germany is they speak a lot of English, especially the younger generation. So I had a couple instances where nobody could translate for me, or I didn't know what was going on and I couldn't understand. So those were the tough times. That's that culture shock that you go through. But a lot of the guys on my team have been there before. They knew what was going to happen, so they were able to help me out a lot. But I definitely learned a lot about myself and grew up a lot in that 9 months. So I think I'm moving in the right direction as a person and as a basketball player from my time in Germany.
Final question, what's the ultimate goal down the road for Chris Kramer?
I think, obviously the ultimate goal would be to play in the NBA. But, if that chance, goes out the window, I just want to be the best basketball player I can. And obviously, there's NBA, and then the second, tier would be playing for a Euro League team, which, those Euro League teams are all over in Europe. So I think that would be my next goal for that instance. But obviously the NBA is the ultimate dream.